From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
19 years ago on September 11th, an attack on America as terrorists took down planes, buildings, and people, leading to a war that continues today and changing life in America as we knew it. Tonight, we take you across the state as Montanans remember 9/11. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your Friday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, today, coronavirus has also changed our world as we know it. Tonight, 7 more COVID-19 related deaths reported across the state. The latest and the first confirmed death in Fergus County. A patient at the Montana Mental Health Nursing Care Center died in Lewistown today. Of the 7 confirmed cases there, 5 of the staff and 1 resident is considered active. Flathead County reports 4 victims today at a senior living facility in Whitefish. So far, 10 people have died there, and 75% of the residents are confirmed positive. Sanders County also reporting a COVID-related death today, and Gallatin County late this afternoon confirms a death in August was also COVID-related. The state also confirms 124 new active cases today. Well, people who have contracted and recovered from COVID-19 hold a possible treatment for those still fighting the virus. One St. Vincent healthcare doctor who recently recovered has donated his convalescent plasma for more than 6 months now. Q2's Chris DeRose has his story.
So plasma is the liquid that your red cells float around in. So what's important about it right now is what we're looking for is convalescent plasma. So that's anyone who has recovered from COVID-19. If they come in and donate their plasma, we take that and we're able to give it to people who have COVID, and it kind of gives them a little bit of a head start because that plasma carries your antibodies. So Dr. Kohler comes in once a week since he has recovered and donates his plasma. So that goes to patients here in Montana.
Dr. Kohler, what's it like to have COVID-19?
Well, it's not a lot of fun. It's an illness that, well, for me it was body aches, runny nose, cough, fever, and fatigue. Just not a fun illness to have.
Why did you decide to start donating plasma?
Well, I know it's one of the possible treatments in the sense, I mean, it's being studied and looked at, and there are some studies that show some promise to it. It's a time-honored way to deal with certain types of infectious diseases that we don't have therapeutics for or vaccines to. It just seemed like the right thing to do. If I've got the antibodies and if it can help somebody else out and if at least clarify whether it's effective as a therapeutic approach, then that's something that can be helpful. I mean, we really don't have great drugs to treat this. We're still waiting on a vaccine. So this may be one of the most promising treatments we have.
How hard is the physical act of donating?
Oh, well, the physical act's pretty easy. I mean, they stick your finger and then they put you in a chair and you don't really feel getting stuck with much at all. I mean, and it's about an hour in terms of giving the plasma, and you know, there are times it feels a little bit cold going through your veins as they're giving you blood cells back, but it's not an uncomfortable procedure at all. Actually, it's an hour in the donor chair with Netflix or taking a nap. So that's the way I look at it.
Reporting in Billings, Chris DeRose, MTN News.
Thanks, Chris. Now, for more information on convalescent plasma and how you could potentially donate, log on to ktvq.com. Well, Q2 Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire joining us now. And Bob, it looks like smoke will be the word of the weekend.
I'm afraid so, but the nice thing about the smoke is actually going to cool us down a little bit. Let me show you. Here you see here, look at all the smoke out in Oregon and California. All that smoke there, guess what? That's expected to come our way. To the right of your screen, that's a big upper level low pressure cell that's producing the rain in the southeast corner of the state. That goes away, but look what's coming our way next. Let me show you. As you can see, there it is. The whole system starts moving in from the west, and we think by the time Saturday gets here, Saturday afternoon, could see the smoke start making its way into the Billings area. Saturday night on into Sunday, look at this. It's getting smokier and smokier. By the time Monday and Tuesday are here, the entire Northwest is full of smoke. This stuff goes all the way to the Great Lakes states. We'll have your forecast here locally in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Bob. Well, as you may know, Montana and national Republicans have filed suit to block Governor Steve Bullock's order that allowed Montana counties to choose all-mail ballots for the general election. But as MTN's Mike Dennison reports tonight, campaigns for top Republican candidates actually pushed for all-mail ballots.
As of today, 46 Montana counties have chosen to go to all-mail ballots for the November 3rd election because of concerns related to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Republican lawsuits filed in the past 2 weeks say using all-mail ballots could lead to voter fraud or cause some ballots not to be counted. Yet, as counties decided what to do, the campaigns of U.S. Senator Steve Daines and gubernatorial candidate Greg Gianforte pushed officials in Ravalli and Flathead counties to choose all-mail ballots. The campaigns were concerned that without all-mail ballots, voter turnout in these heavily Republican counties might be depressed, which could make a difference in a close race. Daines is locked in a tight Senate race against Governor Bullock, and Gianforte is battling Democrat Mike Cooney for governor in another contest that could be close. Ravalli County decided August 25th to use all-mail ballots, and on September 3rd, the Flathead County Commission in Kalispell, on a 2-to-1 vote, reversed its earlier decision not to use all-mail ballots. Commissioner Randy Brodell, who was the no vote against all-mail ballots, told MTN News the Daines campaign contacted him and said mail ballots could mean a better turnout. Brodell said he did not think that influencing the election is a good reason to use mail ballots. Ravalli County Republican Central Committee Chair Terry Nelson said he opposes the all-mail ballot. But he says if big Democratic-leaning counties were doing it, he felt that Ravalli counties should too, so Republicans wouldn't be disadvantaged. The Gianforte and Daines campaign told MTN News that they just want to make sure that all Montanans have access to the same voting options to avoid confusion. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. Now, the lawsuits attempting to block all-mail ballots in Montana will be heard September 22nd before U.S. District Judge Dana Christensen in Missoula. Well, voting day for the Billings Public Safety Levy is quickly approaching, and almost half of those ballots issued have been returned. The county elections office had accepted more than 27,000 ballots as of noon today. There were 60,000 issued. The city wants voters to consider replacing the current levy passed 16 years ago. Now, the new levy would collect an extra $4 million per year to fund police, fire, and other emergency services. The deadline to return your ballot is Tuesday, September 15th at 8 p.m. And of course, we will have your first results here on Q2 and at ktvq.com. Well, yesterday's big announcement that the Magic City was awarded an $11.6 million federal grant for infrastructure and trails construction turned to smiles all around for the Billings Trail Net. Director Christy Drake says the federal build grant means the Skyline Trail and the Inner Belt Loop will become reality within the next 3 years.
It would have taken about 20 years to build the Skyline Trail, and now we can get it done in 3 years. So yeah, it's incredible. And then connecting the heights to the West End is incredible too. We really needed not just the car infrastructure, but also the bike infrastructure, so people could actually walk, run, ride between the heights and the West End.
Well, today is the day TrailNet's Ales for Trails fundraiser would have taken place. Instead, Drake marked the occasion using her cargo bike to make a unique lunch delivery to the winner of last year's silent auction that helped raise money for local trails. Drake hopes construction on the new Skyline Trail from the airport to Zimmerman Park can begin as early as next summer. Well, a big weekend underway at Metro Park with 3 big events playing out on the grounds. Today, the Billings Gun Show and the Home Improvement Show are underway in the Montana Pavilion and Expo Center. Masks or facial coverages are required for entry. Then tonight, the PBR opens a 3-day run inside the First Interstate Arena. Metro Park Marketing Director Ray Massey says pod seating will be in place this weekend at the PBR.
Pod seating is a way that we make sure that people have a safe zone around them, much like the 6-foot social distancing that we're all accustomed to these days. Pod seating means, for example, a family of 4, you're sitting here, 2 seats to your left, 2 seats to your right, the row in front of you, the row behind you are all empty to make sure you have plenty of space around you. Most of the pods that we have at PBR this weekend will be 2s, 3s, and 4s, and we sell them all at one group. So it's not a matter of buying a ticket at a time. You buy the entire pod at one time when you come to PBR at First Interstate Arena.
Now, parking inside the Metro grounds on the Carnival lot is closed due to construction, but Massey says both the middle and upper parking lots on both sides of the Metro are open. Doors for tonight's PBR performance open at 6:25, with the event set to begin at 7:45. Up next on tonight's MTN News on Q2, a trip to Laurel, where you'll find a sea of red, white, and blue, all to remember first responders and civilians who lost their lives in 2001. And in sports, a bunch of bull at the Metro as the PBR gets ready to unleash the beasts.